Marketing Shakedown, where we hand out marketing lessons with a little sass and zero fluff.
I'm Jody. She's Brandy. And if your business only shows up online once in a blue moon, consider this your truancy notice.
Yes, welcome back, class. Summer is over. This episode's all about showing up consistently. You can't just post once a quarter and expect customers to remember your name.
Right? If you only show up on the test day, that's how you fail. Same in marketing.
That's
And
right.
I'm speaking to my college age self right now, too.
Showing up only on test day.
Yep.
So a busy person, Jody, what kind of strategy do they have? What can they do to help keep their things under control?
Oh my gosh. Well, my go to is sitting down before I start anything and organizing my to-do list. And that your to-do list can be a variety of ways that you keep up with everything, like a Trello board or a Asana board or something like that, or handwritten notes. It helps me to get all of my information, do a brain dump, and then organize it. And the same thing with like content. At the beginning of the month, or whenever we're scheduling everything, I do a brain dump of what I'm thinking for the month and organize it from there. And that just helps me not go down too many rabbit holes in the process.
So what if you feel
What
like you're
about you?
too busy to come up with a strategy? What if you feel like, okay, I just got home from all of my meetings. I left the house at 7 this morning and it is almost 4 o'clock. I'm exhausted. And if my husband didn't cook supper, I would be cooking supper at this time, starting to get everybody ready for bed. Once I eat, I'm down for the day. So
Right.
how would I have the time to do this? How can I structure myself to be able to have the time to think about these things or to even do these
Well,
things?
Brandy, how do you do it? That's the question everybody in America wants to know. How does Brandy do it?
My phone is my best friend. I
Okay.
I think a lot when I'm by myself and I have windshield time, and I
Hmm.
listen to a lot of podcasts and I listen to a lot of books instead of the radio unless I need that a different form of things. I'll turn on Spotify to my favorite playlist and rock out, but I talk to my phone. Hey Siri, make a note. Blah 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 blah. She just picked up. She's trying to start doing one now. Or text Corey and tell him blah blah blah. Or text Jody. That kind of thing. And half the time the talk to text is terrible. But that's one of the best things for me when I'm busy or when I'm running around. But I do purposely schedule one day a week to get all of my stuff out of every morning. I write down everything like you do. And,
Hmm.
and then one day a week is when I execute everything. I try to go to bed early the night
Hmm.
before so I have a fresh mind and eat right that day instead of eating what I can on the go. So I feel like doing these things.
So, how do you stop distractions during these days
I sometimes,
or minimize?
well, I used to, and I need to go back to this. My business and life coach has been on to me for this to do the Elon. Why do I talk about Elon in every single podcast? I swear I'm not obsessed with him, but he has a method where he time blocks. And so I do that or try to do that. I set a timer for 20 minutes. Don't nobody bother me. I'm going to work on this one thing. I'm not going to answer any messages. I'm not going to answer any calls. I'm just going to do this one thing. I try to do that. Sometimes I start off doing that and then it never ends up that way. I just have to
So
go
that's what
ahead.
I've been doing. I used to do it like time blocking by the time like 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, I'm gonna do this. From 10 to 11, I'm gonna do this. Like plan out my day like that. Well, inevitably, something would come up and it shifts my timeline, and then it's like 1 p.m. and all the stuff that I had to do at 11 a.m. is not done yet, and I get all discombobulated, right? So
That's why I
instead,
set my
I start,
time to 20 minutes because I figured
mhm,
if something comes up, it can wait 20 minutes and then I can do it
right,
because I was giving myself an hour or 45 minutes and it was like
hmm,
I would get anxious that I wasn't doing these other things that I could hear come in, knowing that I should
right.
put my phone on silent.
So yeah, you set a timer for a shorter time block, and I started doing instead of like at 9 a.m. Instead of writing that, I put like the time allotted, 30
Mhm.
minutes, 15 minutes, and then put the timer based on that. And actually, on my computer on Windows, you can use the clock app, and or whatever window program thing, and there's a timer on there that you can set, and it will go off, and then you can integrate your Spotify into it too. I just figured
Oh,
that out, and I like to wear noise canceling headphones and listen to ADHD music that's like lo-fi, no words, and I like to have my headphones on, so I can zone into what I'm doing.
I need that playlist.
Mm-hmm.
I need that playlist.
Oh, I'll share it with you.
I have a speaker in here and I just usually say, Alexa, play something calming, and
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
it
like
doesn't help my ADHD.
it's like lo-fi, coffee shops type music,
Oh,
and you can
yes.
find like find your favorite artist. Usually there's a playlist that somebody's made like lo-fi Taylor Swift or whatever. Um,
Okay.
but then again, I kind of just like the vibey music where there's
Yeah.
I can just zone out to it.
So
So
is there a
um,
lo-fi Metallica?
there might be. We'll do research on it.
Okay. Okay. So we've got
Okay.
our strategy together and we know what we need to do and we've got our time blocks. How should we create our posts to be thoughtful on social media or on in our blog or in our newsletters?
Well, I think the you have to think about what the goal of the posts are, which are to speak to your client base. And so you know, you have to keep them in mind with the wording, with the trigger points, the problems and solutions. Those are the things that you need to keep in mind, the message overall of
Yeah.
and keeping it consistent. And also like maybe one month you're going to talk, like say if you're a real estate agent, one month you're going to focus on new home buyers, like first time home buyers.
Hmm.
And then maybe the next month you focus on people who are downsizing. Like you kind of like key in your content to whatever type of client. Like if you're a luxury real estate agent, all your posts should be geared to that high end luxury concierge service that those type of clients want.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so
Instead
honing
of
in that message.
it seems to be aesthetically pleasing, and I think it tends to have people come back to the page if you have a strategy for the entire month instead of being all over the place.
Hmm.
This month I need to focus on this because colder weather's coming, so
Hmm.
HVAC people or things like that may think about it's time for fall. Now is the time to start scheduling fall maintenance, that kind of thing. Or allergies in full swing. This month we need to talk about, duct cleaning, that kind of thing. So I think
Right.
it is important to have a strategy and you're supposed to be thoughtful. And one of the other key elements that a lot of people miss on social media is engagement.
Hmm.
They post and ghost. And I've told a
Right.
lot of people it's like going to a party. You have to go into the party and talk to other people. You can't just stand in the middle of the room and announce who you are and then turn around and stand by the wall and expect people to come to you. You've got to mingle. And
Unless you're Elon Musk. I'm sorry.
yeah, that is true. That is true.
That is a great analogy for uh what it's like being on social media. Like, are you yelling at a wall,
Hmm.
literally?
Hmm.
Or are you engaging with your community? So like going in and even liking other businesses' posts and commenting on their post, engaging with the people who are replying to your comments, maybe even engaging, go into one of your top fans pages and saying something, paying attention to people's birthdays, things
Yes.
like that.
Yes, and even giving out free advice on some of these groups,
Right.
uh I read not long ago that if you comment on Reddit posts and you say I commented on something that had to do with digital marketing and I gave some advice, I would put Brandy Kemp and then my website, and that automatically puts a backlink to my website, which increases, my SEO, which helps out tremendously. And just, I mean, 5, 10 minutes a day. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about time blocking. 10 minutes today, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go through and I'm going to thoughtfully comment on people's posts, respond to posts that are on my page. I'm going to reach out to Aunt Thelma, who's always commenting on stuff, and tell her how much I appreciate it, via DM. I think when you do things like that, if people share a post without you asking them to, you reach out to them and say, thank you. You have no idea how much that helps me, they're going to share again, and it's
Right.
all about this is your word of mouth. People talk about word of mouth gets me business. Facebook is your word of mouth. Instagram, LinkedIn, depending on which party you decide to go to. Are you at all three parties? If you are, you got to dress differently for each one. I mean, that's plain and simple. LinkedIn, you got to
Right.
wear your Sunday dress. Facebook, it's okay if in your pajamas. Instagram, you're going to have to dress a little bit more hip and younger for my
Yeah.
age.
Instagram's the internet coffee shop.
Yes, yes, yes. You need that lo-fi going in the
You
background.
need that lo-fi. I actually had a conversation with someone the other day about how they, on their business page, they pay attention to the frequency that people, like, they're paying attention to who is liking and commenting and sharing, and they have like an ongoing list of like the top people, and they make it a point to reach out to those people and like love on them or like give them, you
And
know,
here's another thing
talk
that
to
could
them.
be your target audience, and you don't even realize it. You
Hmm.
may think that your target audience is a lot like this person, and you've created this whole persona that you're talking to, when you should be talking to the people who are commenting and liking your stuff. Ask
Who are
them.
connecting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ask them,
The
why are
people,
you connecting with this? I'm sure they'd love to tell you what made you like this post? What was it about it? And that's going to tell you a whole lot about your business itself. I
hmm
think I think that a lot of people need to do a little bit more investigating and be a little bit more open to constructive criticism and open to suggestions from other people. They feel like that doesn't know about their business. They may not know about your business, but they know about what your buyer is doing and wants.
hmm Right. Totally.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just, I was agreeing with you, Brandy.
Okay. So, another thing to talk about is CTAs. Do you know what that stands for?
Tell me more.
You
I could
would
guess.
you would teach a
You want me
lesson
to?
without a test. Don't
Okay.
post without direction. It's a call to action.
Call to action, not a cattail auction.
No, no.
No.
It sounds like a form
Also,
you're supposed to fill out for the IRS. Did you fill out your CTA?
well, your CTA, right. Also, let's retire those random hashtags like Monday Mood. You're
Yes.
not a lifestyle blogger, you're a business. So
Yes.
research SEO, figure out what hashtags you should be using to connect with people.
And I don't think a lot of people know how hashtags work. Uh, if I'm new to Instagram and I want to start, let's just say I went to work for a company that sells sunglasses has reached out to me. I'm going to put in hashtag sunglasses. So I could
Mhm.
find the other people that are posting on that to see what's working for them or what's not working for them. You don't put Monday mood or you don't put just random cheeky. It's okay to put one cheeky thing, in my opinion,
Mhm.
for laughs, but you should always, especially for my clients, we always put a town that they work in, and it may not be the one that has to go exactly with the post because we're trying to spread them around. But it may be that somebody's looking for going back to the air conditioner, AC repair in Milan, Tennessee, and if I use hashtag Milan, Tennessee, hashtag AC repair, there's a good likelihood that they're going to show up. So it's kind of
Right.
like it's like predicting what people are looking for. And we have
Mhm.
programs that help us with that, help us predict the future, which is really cool that we have that ability now.
I mean, the amount of tools that we have at this moment, like whenever, let's see, 15 years ago when you were Kemp, Brandy Kemp photography, and you were basically just doing everything by yourself, like no, you were just coming up with whatever you could at that moment and then trying to plan ahead as much as possible. Think about how much time with all the tools that we have now you could have saved.
Oh yeah, yeah. But we had a good time.
We did have,
A lot
we
of
did have a
blood,
good
sweat,
time.
and tears.
Yeah.
Literally
And
on the hand.
and gorilla fur.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So call to
yeah, so
action.
use them. Use call to actions, but don't be too pushy about it. Be nice
A
in
call to
your call to
action
action.
is actually asking people for the sale.
Mm-hmm.
You have us any call to actions that you suggest?
Well, give us a call.
Yeah.
Visit our website. Ask us for a quote.
Tag
You
someone who
know,
needs to see this.
tag someone. Share this post. Yeah,
Shop the sale
all call to.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Get your free
Yeah.
guide.
Use this promo code at this link. That's pretty
Listen to
nice.
this podcast.
That gets me the promo codes and the links get me all the time.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, coupon.
And one that seems to work really well, vote with your favorite emoji or
Mm,
A or B. That is a call to action. You're asking people to actually do something. You're asking them, in that sense, to connect with your post that you made, not necessarily for the sale, but you're getting them in the door. You're
right.
asking them
And
out on
you're
a date, and they said yes.
you're getting them engaged. They're going to see your posts again. Their friends are going to see your post. You're more likely to show up in random other people's news feeds, including people who like your page. So, yeah, I'm all for sprinkling in some like fun engagement stuff in
Hmm.
your some sales about me's engagement. Feature your pets, feature your faces of your clients, of staff, of whoever,
Let me ask
but
you
kind of
this.
intermix all that. Yeah,
It looks like the algorithm has changed yet again.
I've seen it shift. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I am thinking that more people, because the algorithm has changed so much, is looking at stories now more than anything. So I
Mm-hmm.
do think it's important to share your post to your story. That way
Mm-hmm.
you do catch someone if they missed it in the feed.
Right.
Don't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I almost always, especially on Instagram, go to go to stories first. It's at
Yeah,
the top of the page. It's quick. I don't really have to even do anything. It just plays. I'm not
right.
scrolling. I can like prop my phone up while I'm doing dishes and let the stories just go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you catch up with everybody without having to like
right.
read,
Scroll and
which
scroll
I
and
think it's,
scroll.
and a lot of it's, I think it is helpful to make sure you're using all those
Oh, yeah.
avenues on the social media.
Now, there's an option also in Facebook or in Meta where it automatically shares to the story. Is that correct?
There is, yeah, if you're posting directly to
To the
Meta, you can
page.
make it share automatically to your, yeah,
Okay.
your
Okay.
page. hmm I
So
don't know if
while
it does it on Instagram too, but I think on Facebook for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
hmm
while we're fussing, it's time to start thinking about the fall. And your September promos, this is August, August 1st. Don't cram like you're 17 again. Don't cram for this test. You have got to start earlier. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, totally. I would even say plan to the end of the year at the minimum. Um, and do some market research. Go check your last three posts. Do they have a CTA? Are they engaging? Are people, do you feel like you're speaking to your core client? And if not, rewrite them. And you can look back at your best performing post and kind
Oh, yeah.
of piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
Just look back, do research, and find out what's working and what isn't.
So what if you wanted to plan a holiday special, sale, whatever? Uh, when should you start planning that?
Last year,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I would say I think you minimum 3 months, absolute minimum, because by the time you're planning, you're already having to jump into it, and then it has to become your priority. If you start planning stuff ahead of time, you can work on it and create deadlines, like micro deadlines along the way, so it's smaller pieces of work you have to do versus cramming. It's just like studying. If you study every night when you come home from school, a little bit, review what you learned that night, and then at the end of the week, review what you learned that week, and then just kind of like keep up with it. When the test comes, you're not scrambling to figure out,
Right.
what you've learned. You've you've already been reviewing it this whole time, and so it's so much easier and less stressful. So if you're planning things out as ahead of time, and you're really meeting your deadlines and all this stuff, you're not going to be scrambling right before your promo comes out.
So when I had the photography studio in October of every year, I would start planning the next year, my mini sessions. I would look at the holidays and start planning mini sessions. And then I had a
hmm
baby program, so I could see where babies were and where I needed to schedule these. Sometimes everything didn't come to fruition that I planned because other things happened. But at least I had a plan, and then I knew that if in February I was going to do Valentine's minis, let's say, I would back up 3 months to start planning for it and make notes. And one of the things that I failed to do the first few years that I have learned now, you look back after that and you see what worked and what didn't work. And you make notes. That way, if you decide to do Valentine minis again, you know what to do the right way. And if it didn't work, then you know not to do it again and to move on to
hmm
something else. And there's better ways to spend your time. It's always best to go back and look at your numbers. What did we do good? What did we do bad? What could we have done better? And I think I missed that really bad the first few years I had my business. And it was once you're in it and you're in it so much you don't even think about the long
Right.
game.
And sometimes you had that like one person who is super enthusiastic about it and you didn't want to let them down.
Yeah.
But if the return on investment of your time, energy, and, you know, whatever your products cost does not, if it's not worth it, think about cutting off the fat.
I know that no is a complete sentence and I have a very hard time saying it. I know. Don't fuss.
We're all a work in progress.
Yeah. So consistency beats creativity if you never show up. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, I think if you can't skip class and expect an A,
Yeah. Yeah.
I should reword that a little bit. You can't skip class and expect an A.
I knew where you were
Just
going.
yeah, just like you can't wing it and expect your business to succeed.
Yes. Correct. Well, I hope everybody learned something today in class. Thank you, Teacher Jody. Miss
You're welcome.
Jody, that's what we need to call you. We'll see you next time, same place, because we actually show up when we say we're going to.
Right. Totally. Okay, Brandy, class is dismissed.
Ding! Bye.
Bye.